Harper, long three, got it! There goes Davis! Oh my God! Davis is going to run it all the way back! Auburn's going to win the football game! Auburn's going to win the football game!
You are now immersed in the Auburn Unfiltered podcast. Listen in each week where we talk unbiased, real, in-your-face conversation about Auburn sports and other topics from time to time. Now here to present your host, Darrell Rich.
I've been giving this thought for a while now, you guys, and let's be real here. Let's just go on, just throw it out there. There's no holds barred with Bo Nix, man. And that's what I'm starting to like about him and how he's becoming more of a man, the way I've seen him, and how he's progressed so far throughout his life, especially now being under the lens of the college football world, now as an Auburn Tiger. It seems to me that he's not taking no for an answer now, putting his foot down, no fear in anybody, and confident in who he is. And that is very important. That is very important, you guys, because that establishes stability and a safe ground for people around him for the foreseeable future, and that they can rely on him and trust in him and work for him, knowing he won't crumble or break under the pressure. And in this life that we live, that is paramount. What's up, everyone? Auburn family, college football world. I am your host, Darrell Rich, from Auburn Unfiltered, where we talk unbiased, real, honest, in-your-face conversation about Auburn sports and other topics from time to time. And here today, I have some points about Bo Nix and what he had to say during SEC Media Days. There were 5 things I saw that stuck out to me, man. But now what I'm going to be doing here is that I'm going to show several clips from the interview Bo Nix had at SEC Media Days and give you guys my opinion to each one. So let's get into it.
I know we get to go up to Penn State and play this year, which will be fun. And right now we're just looking forward to the Akron game and putting everything together and going out there and getting a win.
Now, Bo Nix was being asked on preparing for the 2021 season, and he gave his thoughts. Now, for me, I don't want to take things out of context like the sports media we see nowadays do. So this is me being honest here. Yeah, Bo Nix gave his take about how Jordan's hair is going to be packed due to more fans being allowed in the stadium due to advances in COVID-19 protocol, and how Auburn is going to witness more environments like this, yada, yada, yada. But let's be real here. Bo Nix does not care about Akron. Yeah. Though that game gives a glimpse to the Auburn Tigers as they start the new season, most likely Auburn's going to blow Akron out 56-10, 49-10. You could pick either one. Regardless of the 1-0 mindset Brian Harsin has established at Auburn, we all know that the Akron game is kind of nipped in the bud. Penn State is on the back of his mind. And I'm not attacking Bo for this. It's just him being honest, and I can see. And it's just me being honest here. Bo Nix knows that the Penn State game can potentially have serious implications to Auburn's season, and that game will serve notice to everyone the occult personality people have for Bo Nix, and that being, can he play better on the road? Can he play better on the road? Can he lead his team to victory on the road against good opponents? And you guys know that has been the thorn on his side. But we will see. We'll see. Let's continue.
He knows what it means to play in this conference, so hopefully his experience will be a great thing for our receivers who, because of events leading up to this, guys leaving and stuff like that, those guys will continue to gain experience, and so maybe he can help them bridge the gap.
Now, Bo Nix was asked about transfer wide receiver Demetric Robertson, and this is one of the things that I noticed starting this episode, that Bo Nix was becoming more of a man, because when hearing his takes, they seem to be transparent, not sugar-coated and straight to the point, and you can definitely see it here. Bo Nix sees that the whole wide receiver room at Auburn is infants in comparison to Demetric Robertson, and he's right. Demetric Robertson has played in about 37 games in comparison to when you tally up games played with Auburn's wide receiver core now, and you get about 20 games. And that is saying a lot when you have guys like Kobe Hudson, Elijah Canyon, Xavier Capers, Javarius Johnson, Kalen Newton, Shadrack Jackson, and Malcolm Johnson Jr. Like, come on, like, Like, one wide receiver has more games played than 7 wide receivers? Unless an anomaly occurs, that can greatly affect Auburn's offense in regards of consistency. But let's continue.
I learned a lot about being under center. I've never really been there in the past, and so for the moving forward, obviously the NFL guys are all a lot under center.
In here, Bo Nix talks about being under center, kind of going into detail about the new offense Auburn's now under with offensive coordinator Mike Bobo, and he reveals something quite glaring. Now, he says how the new offense helps him see the defense better and how it gives a different dynamic to what Auburn has done traditionally for the last several seasons offensively. But he brings up the NFL. And let's be real here. Even amongst what a lot of people say about Bo Nix, his aspirations are not just college football, but the NFL. I know he doesn't just want his legacy just to end here with Auburn, but maybe, just maybe, playing for an NFL team, which I believe he has the potential in doing though people will beg to differ. But Bo Nix knows that playing under Mike Bobo now is going to give him peak to what's to come and add something to his game. Though the NFL as of now is trending toward more spread offenses, but this right here is no burden for Bo Nix. This will easily help him for the long run. But let's keep going.
Young, you're 19 years old. You have 40-year-old men talking bad about you. It's just, it's a different perspective, and it's one that you just have to look back and realize that the world is bigger than football, and so much is going to happen outside of it. And tomorrow the sun will come up, and especially after games, I can get up and I can go to church and kind of reset my life and know that no matter what happens, football will end one day, and it's just all about what kind of impact I can have on the lives of others.
This is when Bo Nix gave his take on dealing with criticism and like, wow. Like, I'm just lost for words hearing this, like, because this again shows Bo Nix's progression, like I said earlier, like, and this is honestly one of the biggest storylines I've heard about Bo Nix so far. Forget "we are not scared of Alabama" quote, which we're going to get into next, but the things I see in Bo are things that people sometimes take their whole life in understanding, and that is no matter what you're doing in life, people will talk bad about you. Now, this is kind of obvious for some listeners, but rarely few people will cope with. And when he said, and tomorrow the sun will come up and football will end one day, and it's about the impact that you have on the lives of others, like, oh my goodness, the power in these words are so immaculate. And please, like, for the people that are listening to this, take these words seriously and verbatim. Like, forget football right now. Like, I want you to understand that life will tear you apart by the things that people say or do to you in most cases. But it's in how you pick up those pieces torn from you and put yourself back together again in such a way where you toughen the strengths of your weaknesses, and in doing so, making yourself stronger and more capable for what's ahead. But like, wow. But let's get into the final point.
And another thing, Tony, he transferred into us, and that quote, obviously it's a confident quote, but I hope he's coming to take the head off the elephant. I hope he's not coming to get the head taken off the tiger. So that's really important. But I think that actually I like the quote. I think it's important because we're not scared of Alabama. I know that a lot of people want us to be scared, but we're really not.
And I know this is what y'all been waiting for. This seems to be the elephant in the room, pun intended, of most conversations. But to be honest, this here to me is one of the biggest headlines in regards for the college football season and the Iron Bowl. Now, the Iron Bowl has had its fair share of banter amongst fans, and we all know this. But for this to be heard by a player turns a lot of heads. And Bo Nix has every right to say this. He's beaten Alabama before, so it's not like it's wishful thinking here. And he beat them as a true freshman. As a true freshman. And I know Alabama fans are going to say, we blew them out last year. But when I was watching that game last year all the way to the end, I never saw Bo Nix quit. I never saw him lose a step. in how he plays. So for Alabama fans and college football fans everywhere, don't take my man Bo Nix lightly. And yes, I get a personality for him, but he does have the talent to be great, and indeed has a leg up on some of the quarterbacks within the SEC. No doubt about it. But I believe it's time to wrap up this episode for today, you guys. So for the Auburn family, college football family, sports family, I hope the rest of you guys' day goes swell. What are you guys' questions, comments, concerns? Feel free to leave your comments down in the comment section below. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share if you want. God bless. And always, War Eagle.